everybody, welcome back to the underground lair. It's getting near Black Friday and you might have a child in your life or teenager that's saying, hey, I want a guitar for Christmas. And you don't want to spend a lot of money because it might end up in the corner after a week or so and not be played. I've got my neighbor's guitar here. I believe she got it for Christmas last year. It's not a bad little guitar, it just was never really finished at the factory. It's got some sharp fret ends, which to me, if I jagged my finger on a sharp fret end while trying to learn a guitar, I probably wouldn't want to play a guitar. Also, the frets are not polished, so they're not smooth. So let's take a look at this guitar and see what we have. Epiphone Pro 1 VS. It says right there in the hole. So I'm going to take the strings off this. I'm going to give the frets a good polish and put some oil on this dry bridge and this pretty dry fingerboard. String it up and make any truss rod adjustments we need to make and get it out the door. So, you know, whenever you get your child that you're wanting to get a guitar for, a decent learnable guitar, have somebody go over it and make sure that it's really playable. That is a big stepping stone to get whoever it is that's wanting to learn engaged in the guitar. If it's hard to play, especially for a beginner, then it might just end up in the closet and you just spent $100, $200, $250 for a guitar that isn't going to get played. So I'm going to rip the strings off of here and we're going to get it set up so that anybody who wants to learn can learn with it without the instrument being in the way. Alright, boys and girls, we finally got the strings out of this horribly designed bridge. It's very much like ovation bridge where the ball end goes in the back. Show you. See that there, how the ball end goes in the back? Comes up the top and over the saddle. Bad idea. I'm going to see if I can remedy that. But in the meantime, I just wanted to also tell you that I took the 3 screws off the truss rod cover, only to find that there's no truss rod there. It's up there, right in there. So that was, for some reason, they put a truss rod cover on there for no reason at all. Alright, now for stringing. Alright, boys and girls, like I was telling you, I had a hard time getting the ball ends out of the back of the bridge here, so what I'm doing is I've got some of the ball ends from some bass strings on the thinner strings that you don't have the thickness and rigidness to push the ball end out of the back of the bridge. Got that there so that that's no longer an issue. Just if you break a string, you're going to have to find that before you put another string on. How many wraps of strings do you want on these 4 posts? I'd say 2 to 3, 2 to 3. On these here, they are plain wire. There's no windings on the string, so they're just plain. They need to grab onto themselves, so you're wanting at least 4 or 5 wraps on these 2 strings. Alright, so how do we accomplish that? How do we, oh, by the way, I was surprised to find that the bridge, which we got to put in, the bridge and the nut are both New Bone products, which helps your tone quite a bit. Okay, so your E string. I put all the tuners in the 1 o'clock, like if this is a clock face that you're looking down on. 1 and 7, 1 and 7, 1 and 7, and on the treble side I do 11 and 5, 11 and 5, 11 and 5. And here's why. We feed the strings from the top. Make sure it's firmly over, and I put about that much slack in the string. There you go, and you repeat that. And see, I got about 1.5 winds there, and it'll probably be closer to 2 as the string stretches, because they do that. See, listen. See? So I'm going to repeat that process 3 more times, and I'll show you on the plain string how I do that. Stand by. Okay, so our last string. Oh, by the way, I put some pencil graphite in the nut slots. That'll make your tuning much more stable. And you recall I was telling you how I position the holes in the tuners. The reason I do that is that so I can make kind of a Z out of the string, and it kind of locks it in place for me. Okay, sorry for the phone interruption, but we have a good number of wraps around both of the plain strings. I put graphite in the nut slots here, and we brought this up to tune, but we got to stretch the strings in a little bit. And what you do is hold down and pull up. The wound strings do need some stretching in. The thicker you go. Once you get to the unwound strings, they really don't need any kind of help. And let it sit. Okay, so we got it all up to tune. We're at 6/64 there, and 5/64 there. I wouldn't take any more off of this saddle because the string break angle isn't great. Epiphone Pro 1 VS. I think we're done. We can go back to our owner. Hey everybody, I want to thank you for joining us down here in the underground lair as we went over student guitar and how you really should do it so that the prospective learner is going to be unencumbered by the instrument, and they're able to just focus on learning how to play. Spend your $50-60 and take it to your local tech and have them polish your frets, get rid of the sharp fret ends, make sure that the nut height is right, make sure the relief in the neck is right, you want it to be easy to place so it doesn't end up in the closet. So please, if you learn anything, if you like what you saw, whatever, just do it because I said so. Please hit like and subscribe and hit the little bell. Take care of the old folks because they're special. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. And peace. Have a good rest of your week.